Sometime in 2019, Mahershala Ali went to Marvel and pitched himself as the character Blade. It wasn't like Blade was a massively popular character or anything, having frankly more of a negative reputation among the general public. Despite that, Mahershala was too big of a grab for Marvel not to get into their universe. So with that, Marvel would hastily announce a Blade movie, even though at this point there was no writers, no directors in mind, and no actual plan for how the film would fit into the larger Marvel universe. According to Mahershala Ali, before he was cast, Marvel had hardly any idea on what to do with his character and considered just having him star in a TV series.
So I turned to my agent and I said, what are they doing with Blade? And he goes, I'll check on it. And so there was this long process of them speaking about, at least in the television division, really wanted to make it a TV show again, but not necessarily trying to acquire the rights still, and some things kind of going on.
Real movement on the project began in February of 2021 when writer Stacey Osei-Kuffour was tapped to write the project, with production being set to begin in September. Production was pushed back a bit to July 2022, but all in all, everything seemed to be going according to schedule. By July 2021, we learned that the director of the movie would be Bassam Tariq. From here on out, production on the film was going very well. 3 actors Delroy Lindo, Milan Ray, and Aaron Pierre joined the production, with cinematographer Damian Garcia joining as well. By this point, it seemed that production was on track, but strangely, the production dates kept being pushed back again and again and again. Okay, so maybe the development of the film wasn't going as smoothly as we once thought, which would be quickly confirmed come September 2022 when we found out that Bassam Tariq had dropped out of the project. From here on out, the production would be pretty chaotic. 5 different writers would come in to join the project. A new director, Yann Damange, would come in. Mia Goth would join the cast in an unknown role. Aaron Pierre would drop out of the project, and by October 2024, the film was removed from Disney's production schedule, with the film being placed on indefinite hold by March 2025. Since the Blade movie is technically still in development, sure, we don't know much about what the story would have been. However, people involved in the production have come forth over the years to reveal certain details. One thing we know for sure is that the film was a period piece. According to costume designer Ruth E. Carter, the Blade film was set in the 1920s, making it Marvel's 3rd film to be set in the past. This info would be backed up by producer Sev Ohanian, who states that Ruth Carter developed several costumes for the Blade movie, which were made for a 1920s time period. The costumes would later be repurposed for Ryan Coogler's Sinners, so watch that film if you want a general idea on how the attire would have looked like in the film. Actor Delroy Lindo states that his role in the Blade movie was similar to his role in Sinners, a man who had created a black community and was the leader of it. We also know that actress Mia Goth was cast as Lilith in the film. She is known as Dracula's daughter, and according to Daniel Reichman, the story would have centered on Lilith going after Blade's daughter in order to extract her blood and create an army of Daywalkers. The film was also reported to be rated R, making Blade the most unique and bold Marvel film we'd seen yet. This period piece Blade film sounds very interesting. However, it seems this overall premise would be abandoned at some point during development, as actor Aaron Pierre states that the film had evolved from its original premise. This new iteration of the Blade film is likely what the ending of the Eternals film was hinting towards.
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
So, why is the Blade movie taking so long to develop? Well, it likely comes down to the MCU connections. Blade was likely never a character intended to appear in this saga of Marvel movies, at least Not at this point. Mahershala Ali, coming into the project, forced their hand to announce a Blade film with no way of integrating him into the wider narrative. There's also the fact that Mahershala Ali is an actor with strong convictions. He's someone who wants a lot of say in the roles he takes on. I can imagine that he likely was not too happy with a lot of the scripts he'd seen. The Blade movie's development is messy, to put it simply, with one script relegating Blade to the fourth lead role in the film, as the movie had morphed into a female-driven narrative, meaning that perhaps Blade's daughter became the main protagonist of the film. It's unclear if the Blade movie will ever happen, as Mahershala Ali has basically given up on it at this point. Maybe one day Marvel will get their act together.